Hello, welcome back to a Yuulu commentary VOD. We are currently playing ADC actually. We are going to be playing Caitlyn, Camille into a Jinx Senna. Thank you, Raj, for the tier 1. So the reason why we always go into the front bush here, especially as Caitlyn, is you do get really good stacks with your headshot whenever you're in a bush, so you do want to gain bush priority as much as possible, especially since I do have a very intense, powerful support. Oh, I didn't need a flash. She did it for me. Cool. So whenever you're playing with very aggressive supports like this, you always want to try to tether them really well. And when I say that, it basically means you should be reading their movement and thinking of when they will be going in, so then you can walk up. There's no reason to play super far back because you won't get super punished. Nice. Holy Yuki Raids! Thank you, thank you! Welcome in everyone, welcome in everyone. I'm currently doing educational commentary on ADC for a few games, and then I'll be going back to my support. For anybody who's new to this channel and doesn't know who I am, my name is Yuulu. I'm an educational content creator for League of Legends, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm just gonna build coal here. But how was your stream, Yuki? Was it good? I was watching a little bit earlier. I hope your stream went well. Did you win your games? I thought you were playing ARAM? Maybe I'm schizo.
Crime is common, logic is rare.
I do have headshot. Oh. On my minions. Alright, so every single time you see your Camille walk up into this bush right here, you should always be thinking of who she's going to engage on. Now we do see that they are getting taken advantage of in the river. I'm gonna pop a pot here, because I do think that we can definitely play this. Beautiful. Whenever you combo with your E, I want you to instantly Q, okay guys? That is a really powerful thing about Caitlyn, is with her E slow, you can definitely take advantage. This is a bit difficult. We're gonna E backwards, giving us some extra space. We're going to be throwing out. Beautiful. Remember, patience, alright? Patience with your abilities. It's better to try to land them than just throwing them out. So here, I know that she's just going to be trying to use her W. We're gonna dodge that. We're gonna be walking around. I'm gonna E. Beautiful. You see how I held my E there? And I was very precise with how I was walking. So I knew that she was gonna W me, right? I knew that she was going to try to kill me, correct? Because of the way she was walking. So I'm already thinking to myself, okay, dodge the W, walk out of the traps, then utilize my E. Preferably if I could get onto this side of the map where my mouse is, instead of here, I can E backwards and make as much space while also slowing her. As ADC, it's really important to keep a level head when you are playing these very intense type of lanes. Most laning phase will be really intense and will be very difficult for you because of how squishy you are. But you need to know how to play aggressively with your support without basically throwing the game. So here I'm going to be just walking up. I'm going to Q. Beautiful. I'm going to be popping a pot here and we're going to be holding this. So the reason why we're going to be holding this is I know for a fact that if I look on my minimap right now, I see my Evelyn walking down bot side. She's going to clear her raptors, probably go for red, and then If she wants, she could either go straight to dragon and skip her Krugs, or she can just go clear her Krugs. So I'm just going to be slow pushing this wave and last hitting. If the Jinx walks up into me, I will be taking advantage of her by the Camille jumping on. Okay? So now that the Evelyn is pushing to red, I'm just going to start pushing this lane. And then I'm going to ping assistance onto dragon, letting them know that I'm super down. Ping on your way. Just slowly keep doing once in a while pings to give your jungler and your support the idea that you want to play. Alright? I'm going to ward a little bit. So we do see that our mid laner is coming back in a lane from a reset. We know that they're in the enemy mid laner didn't reset, so he will have priority. We are unsure where the jungler is, so we do need to play very thoroughly and not just go in for no reason. It looks like the jungler didn't want to go for the objective, which is totally fine. We're just going to have the lane bounce back into mid. We can actually, since we do have a timer because we did push, we can just walk in with our support and just give her some assistance. I'm going to ping on my way here because they are pushing up really hard to push the wave, and we definitely can look if we want. It looks like she doesn't want to go for it. This is totally fine. That was a baddie from me. They're just looking to reset, so there's no reason to hold this wave. We do see that our jungler is top side while the enemy's is bot side, so we're just going to hard push this wave in and then look for a reset. There's no reason to stay here. Now, this is a really important thing to always be keeping in mind when you are playing ADC. When you are ahead, your job isn't to maintain getting kills permanently. Your job is to maintain pressure in the bot lane. Remove the aspect of the laners getting back into the game. So don't allow them to just farm for free, right? Maintain pressure. If you can get kill threat, wonderful. But your job is to not int, okay? Why call when you're winning? I had to reset really early and I had no buy, so I decided to just go call. Going call is totally fine when you don't have a very good reset and you'd prefer not to just buy into crit for no reason. Since she is slowed, I can definitely just do this. So the reason why the enemy got dragon, even though we are a really powerful bot lane, is because our Evelyn is splitting the map. So she is playing for top side, right? So instead of going for dragon, she's going to play for void grubs. She should have already been on void grubs to begin with, but she's a little slow, which that's fine. As long as we maintain pressure in the bot lane, we pay attention to where Darius is, we can definitely take advantage of them even more. And our job as Caitlyn is just to get this turret here, okay? So then I can open up the map, not for myself, but for my Camille, so then she can start rotating around and basically take over the map. I took a turret shot. Alright, so because we know that the Darius is topside, he just died, we're going to just permanently keep pushing this. I definitely want to open up the map, and I can definitely hit this turret for free. Now, because I do have a melee support, don't expect assistance, especially, this is really bad, yeah, don't go for that. That was so fast. Alright, we're gonna push one more wave and then look for a reset. We know that Darius is back on the map at this point from his death. I'm rare. So we don't want to be caught in the crossfire. I already see the Senna playing a bit more aggressively up, which is fine. I'm gonna reset. And then I believe it was Zeal? Yeah. Zeal and then LDR, X Optics. Okay, cool. So at this point in the game, whenever you have downtime, you should be actively thinking about how you want to play out team fights and trying to give yourself kind of a way to think about the game. Damn, you flashed. It's a bit difficult to play this. The Evelyn hasn't been bought at all. That's fine. We're taking advantage of bot side and we don't really need her. We just need to maintain decent vision so that we don't get ganked by the Darius, and basically we can win easily. So the reason why I'm positioning so far up here is because I want to be able to engage with my Camille if she does get onto the Jinx. You always kind of want to be a little bit outside the range of the engage, but you can walk up and be inside of it, right? Even if you can just throw an ability out, that's really good. So we see dragons up in 2 minutes, so I definitely do want to play for this. Hopefully the Evelyn will be bot side at that point. We'll have to see. We're just going to maintain push here just to give priority. You see how every time I auto, I walk up, right? I auto, click, auto, click, auto, click. So then I maintain in range, but not overextending too hard. That is a really important skill as an ADC that you need to learn. See, I'm really bad mechanically. I'm not a very good mechanical player, but I can get a very good game as ADC. Even as a non-mechanical player. You don't need good mechanics to climb on ADC. You just need to be actively thinking about why you're clicking. So I believe it's LDR. Okay. We're just going to be going back bot lane again. My role as Caitlyn is I want to get this turret as soon as possible and open up the map. Since I'm extremely fed, I do see that my support is rotating around. So my role here is just to conserve my HP as much as possible. I don't want to trade. I'm just going to farm and try to make sure that they don't get the turret here. This is a very important thing when you're playing ADC. When you are alone in the bot lane, even if you are fed, that does not mean that you need to 1v2, okay? You need to conserve your HP, allow yourself to not get dove, and then wait for your support to get back from their timer, so then you can kill them. When your support is taking a timer, that doesn't give you the opening to just all in the enemy. Now, there is options where if you are 1v1ing in lane, so the enemy support is also rotating around, you can technically go in 1v1. Nice. That is a pretty basic combo as Caitlyn where you can just QE. I'm going to be walking up here. I'm going to be pinging that I'm walking up. Wait for my Camille. I'm going to be trapping underneath myself, playing on the trap. Oh, okay. Nice. I can get this for free. I did make a mistake. I was focusing the Jinx other than the Darius. I should have focused the Darius so then my Evelyn lives because she was getting hit by everything, which this is fine. I'm just going to hard push this and then match the reset with my support. There's no reason to stay bot. I'm so strong that even if they try to set a freeze, I can easily break it by myself. So now we're just going to go into Hex Optics. It's fine. We're just going to be going bot lane now. And again, my support, it's rotating. So my role here is to not get poked out, not get chunked, play for my life, and get as much farm and XP as possible. Now, I don't see Jinx here, so I'm not too scared of the Senna, but I do need to still respect that there is a chance. Alright, I see Jinx topside, so I'm actually just going to be hard pushing this. If it is a 1v1, you can definitely play. If you're Caitlyn, feel free. If you want, you can actually E backwards to gain, you can either E to get closer or gain space, right? So since I have bot lane turret down, I can just walk to mid lane here. I'm going to ping on my way. Whenever you're making a rotation, you need to ping on your way, letting your team know that you're coming. I can definitely take advantage of one of them. It's a little hard. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna be just resetting now since I'm a little chunked. I could have been by the miles of harsh stuff. Oop. Oopsies. Alright. And now I'm just gonna start building into my hex optics again. Where is that? Here it is. When you're finished with your coal, feel free to sell it. I don't think coal gives that good of stats. I'm unsure. I'm not 100% on that, but I don't think it gives like a ton of stats for you to just hold it like Doran's blade or something. So, as an ADC, your role here is to get mid priority and then walk with your team to be proactive. Yep. So now that mid is pushed, I can walk bot side, I can just walk with my team, try to be proactive and be doing something always. It looks like we're just rift heralding mid. This is totally fine. We can get this turret for free. So it looks like both Dragon and Baron. I can actually ping. Maybe my Camille can stop their reset. No, they just walked all the way back. That's okay. So my timer is done. Again, the ADC is very simple and very easy early or like mid lane, like mid game to late game, because your job is literally just to he flashed. Your job is just to push mid, get priority, and then walk proactively with your support, your jungler, just any teammate, and then try to make a play. So I'm gonna walk up here. I'm gonna trap where I know he's gonna walk. He doesn't have F, so I'm gonna ping that there is no F. So then if he does fight, then he won't be able to get out, which is easy. I'm gonna walk up here. He can't flash on me. I'm just gonna be ulting. I'm just gonna be walking into the Jinx here. No, I can't get to her. I was really bad with my clicks. If you're better at clicking closer to your character, you can actually maintain really like every click I did there, like auto-wise, I needed to click forward to maintain pace with the Jinx. But I'm a little rusty. I'm not very mechanically inclined, so I struggle a bit with this. But this is fine. It's a very important mechanic that you need to practice a lot. So I'm going to just be pinging on my way, letting them know that I am looking. I'm using my E to gain space onto the Darius. I need to be paying attention to the Ambessa. She can just ult me, and if she does, I will be dead. So I need to just maintain my range. Whenever you're thinking about doing skirmishes, team fights, anything as an ADC, you need to be actively thinking about what can kill you and how to play around it, okay? So here, I know for a fact that if the Darius gets on me, which is very difficult for him, but if he does, there is a chance that I just do die. And the most important thing is I need to be paying attention to Ambessa. I have an extremely large bounty. I need to not die. So we're actually just going to start walking back since Baron is up. And I believe our timer is done. So I'm just going to be resetting. If I ever see my allies looking to play aggressive, I'm going to caution ping them off, letting them know that I am reset. And then I'm going to be building Phantom Dancer. Yep.
I'm not here to serve. I'm here to
Wait,
protect.
if I sell this, can I get it? I can't. Alright. So, Baron's up, right? I'm going to be paying attention to the mid wave, wanting to clear this out, correct? And then once the mid lane is pushed, we can opt into going for Baron. We always want mid lane priority before we ever go for an objective, okay? That is the number one rule. So I'm already going to be repositioning myself closest to the Baron, and I'm going to be walking over. ADC's job is to do damage to Baron, so this is why it's really important for ADCs not to die in team fights. Anything, whenever an objective is up and the ADC dies, it basically removes the aspect of your team being able to do it unless you have a specific type of jungler or just like an overall marksman in the solo lanes.
Someone call for a sheriff.
Or you have, weirdly, a Brand. Brand does a lot of damage to Baron. So, since we do have Baron, it's important to just paying attention to the wave states. We do see that the Yone is pushing bot side. We don't want to over push. We want to stay parallel with him. So once his wave hits our area of our wave, then that allows us to start pushing up. Alright? We can't just push up by ourselves without a pick. So I'm just going to be playing very back. I don't want to play too high. I don't want to get choked out with my HP. HP value on ADC is really important, so you don't want to walk up just for the willy-nilly of it. That's a lot of damage. We can definitely look for this. I'm just going to ult. The Yone should be able to kill. I'm just going to be walking over with my allies. I'm strongest in numbers. I don't want to be left alone mid lane by myself. If someone was going to stay mid lane alone, that would have been Sion, but he's here just to be my beefy front line. I don't want to just be left alone. It looks like we're just going to be playing a little bit farther back, pushing our wave. It's important to play for wave states when you have Baron, right? I'm just going to be trying to get any little autos off if possible. Looks like Baron's coming, or not Baron, Dragon's coming up, so we can definitely play for this. I'm going to stay for one more wave since I know for a fact Ambessa doesn't have ultimate, and I'm not scared to be jumped on. So I'm just going to start walking down. We can definitely play on this guy. Beautiful. So you saw that I did an E, right? The reason why is because I didn't have any vision mid lane. And if I don't have any vision, I don't want to be proactively Eing in an aggressive manner when I might need it to make more space for myself because Ambessa might be like directly behind the Darius. I was unsure. You should always be thinking about kill threats and how they're going to try to play on top of you, okay? Even if it's very cheesy, you need to be thinking about these things. I'm just going to be going mid lane now. I'm gonna ult this guy because I am confident that my support can kill him for free. Okay. We do have a really good pick here. I'm gonna just push one more wave and then I'm gonna look to reset. Since our burn is gone, I don't want to overplay this and I want to match my reset with my support. Whenever you're thinking about pushing waves high, you need to be thinking about, do I have a hover? Like, you need some sort of safety. Since I am so ahead, I'm actually going to be building GA. I recommend, if you are not ahead, if you are not extremely ahead in games, do not build safety items, okay? Unless the only time when I say that you can build more of a safety item is if you were playing against double mage, you can opt into going Hex Drinker early. Even building one magic mantle early game can make or break how you can play out lane. So building MR for just a double AP lane, then I think that's totally fine. So I'm just walking down. I'm going to be hovering since I did push mid. I'm going to be pinging who I want to focus and who I need to be playing around. I don't want to overtly just walk up. I'm going to be ulting the Mbessa here. Walking around. So the reason why I was maintaining as much space as possible here is because I didn't want to just walk in. I can actually get ulted here. Beautiful. I autoed a minion. I need to be put away. Alright. They're all dead. The only person who's coming up is Darius. We can just end the game now. Maintaining space, using my E. Oh god. Have the Scion tank for me. Once that, yep, we can just end. Alright. And GG's. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye!